Good morning. Time again for our dairy outlook, our view on the future of the dairy market. I'd like to start with news, in a way positive news, that EFCN is the International Dairy Organization. They predict quite a significant increase in demand worldwide, and in this way, if you look towards 2030, an increase in consumption, which will result in a shortage of milk. Definitely, if we see that in view of today's consumption and production numbers. Coming to the world today, what did we see over the last weeks, months? We saw basically a bit of a stabilizing market. Today we see the whey prices around about 750, while skim milk powder is round about 2,500. We left a little bit the lowest points, mainly when we're talking about skim. And what we also see, if you look to the world market, that prices are coming a bit together, meaning especially prices in the US for most commodities and New Zealand have increased, and in this way coming closer to European prices. In Europe, especially like in the Netherlands, we have still the blue tongue disease. The blue tongue disease has an impact on productivity and on mortality. It's important. Mentioning the dairy prices in the different regions, they are coming really closer to get together. And what else has happened? We see basically also economically that the worldwide economy is in certain cases talking about the UK, talking about Japan, even in recession, but economical growth in Europe is low. The US is still good, but we believe that, for instance, the higher interest rates have not really impacted the market as it will come going forward. And then, of course, there are a lot of other elements, seeing the situation in the Red Sea, on transport problems and so on. On the other side, we are optimistic a bit about the milk price towards the farmers, because milk prices are increasing, and even Friesland Campina, for instance, admitted that they really need the milk, and therefore they will have to pay the price. Going outside Europe, around the globe, the US and New Zealand have been very stable, or very small increases. Australia has been a bit better, while if we go to LATAM, there Uruguay was good, Argentina was a decrease even. So all by all, we see production basically very, very stable situation. That also can, by the way, be seen in the figures here, where we see all three important continents clearly having a quite stable production. If we then look on the demand side, we see here on the graph, which I think is quite remarkable, the Chinese imports of cheese are increasing year by year. That's not that the Chinese are such a big eaters of cheese. Their consumption is only in 200 grams, but there are many Chinese. And the application is mainly on pizzas, burgers, and so on. But year by year, the consumption is increasing, and we believe there is still a long way to go, because if you look to countries like Korea, Japan, they have much, much higher consumption numbers. Coming to the prices, let's say, if we look to the graph here next, then we see, especially for whey, very stable, even a bit lower market. On the other side, we see the skim, it's increasing. So even for the time of the year, remember, the milk flush is coming up. It's a quite stable situation. If we then look here to the butter and the cheese price is actually very good. So mostly milk is driven towards cheese production, less to butter and skim production. Hence, you see that also on the pricing. So cheese price is good. There is a drop on the whey side, logically, because there is so much milk. This means, there we see a kind of a weakening of the market, what we don't see on the butter side. And that's what you also see here in the graph on the overview of the whole period, let's say the last 10 years. We are close to average, while for the butter we are above average. GDT shows a bit also the same thing, kind of stable market, little bit increasing because it's the international market bringing us closer to the European context prices. If you look to the future, what affects the market? We see a slow economy, so basically not that much demand, but that's the same we saw on the production side. We see, of course, also that we're coming into a milk flush, but probably not that huge as it's supposed to be. And that brings us to the bullish and the bearish factors. They are quite in equilibrium with each other. If you look, feed and food demand is slow, possibly an El Nino effect, possibly China coming into the market, but all by all. And that's also reflected in the futures. If you look to the futures, quite stable outlook, I would say. That brings us already, what do we expect? What do we expect to go on? Prices have kind of stabilized. We think most people are quite short, so any big impact can come from, we need to buy, but on the other side, demand is also so to say. So in a way, we think the next quarter will be rather stable. So I think that's probably good news for all of us. And I would like to close this dairy outlook. Also, it's showing the innovative concepts that NuCamel is bringing. In this way, the power of dairy phospholipids, which have clearly positive effect on animal performance, and in this case, the Volamel Compass is also one of our newest launches. Thank you so much. Till next time.